Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Boku no Hero Academia, Chapter 216. So, I'm excited to see where we go. This is titled like the end of the clash between Class A and Class B, something like that. It has a title like that. I'll have to read when I get to the actual page again. So yeah, the latter half of this arc, I feel like there's just... I start off every chapter really optimistic and like, okay, Horikoshi can handle this, I totally trust him, and then everything goes kinda alright, and then the last page something happens, and I'm like, that's kinda nonsense, I guess we'll have to see where it happens next chapter. And I feel like most of the stuff that's been not very good can be still fixed and explained, and I trust Horikoshi because until the latter half of this arc, I have just been totally all on board for Boku no Hero Academia, everything that's been done. So I still think most of it can be fixed. The one thing I don't think can be fixed is the Bakugo round. I think that you can't really do much to fix the damage done there. You just have to say, oh well, that wasn't very good, and just move on. But yeah, I think that Horikoshi can write a satisfying conclusion to all of this. The satisfying conclusion for most fans, I think, probably isn't going to be Class A winning, but we'll see what happens. I hope it is a lot more complex than just, oh, Class A wins, Class A B says, or Class A wins and Class B says, oh, well, we lost, we'll get better next time. That would probably be the worst way to end it, the most generic and damaging to Class B's characters. So hopefully Horikoshi can come up with something more interesting than that, and we'll get something really good. So again, starting off optimistic as always. So we have number 216, the conclusion of Class A versus Class B. What was he thinking in those final moments? He grabbed the binding cloth and wound it up by rotating himself to get closer. Damn it. I was really looking forward to showing everyone how much I've changed since then. Every last one of them just keeps pushing forward without ever stopping. And he thinks about all these other characters. Alright. Okay, moving along. Sorry, translator page. The hero class. Sure is amazing. And he's smiling. Phantom Thief. Emily. So her... I wonder if that's got to be a reference to something, if Emily's her hero name. Okay. Things got dangerous for a second there, but in the fifth set, we have Rule, Class A, and his name is Mines, wins with a 4-0 victory. Lame, lame, lame. All of it is lame. Sorry, like, I'm not saying it's better. Again, Horikoshi can find some way to make it all right, but that is a lame result. Trash result. And with that, we're finished with all 5 sets. Throughout all the battles, everyone came to know their enemies, know themselves, and fought bravely. Okay, Midnight strives to remain impartial, removing the biased Vlad King immediately. The first set was won by Class A, the second Class B, the third was a draw, the fourth and fifth were victories for Class A. Okay? Therefore, the overall winners of the training battle is Class A, and it's hard to feel happy for them because this is really damaging for the Class B characters, and especially when, for rounds 4 and 5, it came at no real development for the Class A characters to win. Almost everyone was caught in their machinations, aside from Izuku. I feel like Izuku got decent development here, but with the exception of that, and that's like a big exception, like nobody really developed in the past 2 sets. Almost everyone was caught in their machinations. I was the type who had a burning competitive spirit, but yeah, all in all it's super frustrating. Mr. Aizawa, Mr. Vlad. I couldn't do anything on my own. I'm still too weak. This was all supposed to be my transfer exam, wasn't it? You knew? You told him? I wasn't certain, but considering the season and the format of the battles, it was also an easy format to test how I do with my support item. Not to mention, I was the only one who participated in 2 matches. Very perceptive, thanks Vlad. For now, there's still time left for the teacher's critique, so hurry back. Alright, first things first, Midoriya. What's your deal? He materialized something incredibly black. Even though it was his quirk running wild, I wonder what the name of his technique is, and of course it's the 2 edgelords. For a new move, it seems to deviate quite far from your super strength, don't you think? What's the principle behind it? Can't talk about One for All, but it's not like I can just dodge the question either. I'll be as honest as I can without giving things away. I also don't fully understand it yet, he says. My power suddenly started overflowing and I couldn't suppress it. It felt like the power I'd always trusted suddenly bared its fangs at me. I was really scared myself. But thanks to Uraraka and Shinso stopping it for me, I quickly realized that wasn't the case. If Shinso hadn't knocked me unconscious, I have no idea what would have happened. Shinso, earlier you asked if I was just bluffing, but I was honestly just as confused as you were back there. But thanks, both of you. I was really just trying to rile him up so I could brainwash him, though, thinks Shinso. It was bothering him that much. I mean, it was clear he wasn't just acting. But I must say, compared to Midoriya's rampage, of course it goes without saying Shinso performed well, but Uraraka's quick decision-making was simply wonderful. In order to calm her friend, she put her own body on the line and jumped in to stop him. Yes, I just love that kind of thing. Love it. Of course. Of course, Midnight. I'll say, Uraraka leapt to his aid without second thought. It was like super fast. Especially the part where you embraced him so passionately in his face. I kind of jumped in without thinking. I should have kept my cool a little more, and she turns red. But I'd much rather do that than do nothing, and then regret it later. And then we think back to her wanting to save people. You've really grown, Uraraka. I didn't only do it for Midoriya, says Shinso. I just did what Uraraka instructed me to do. In fact, I saw Yanagi and the others being attacked by that black stuff as well. If something wasn't done about it, Class B would have likely lost either way. I stopped Midoriya because I wanted to fight against him and win. This was simply the result of that. I was only thinking about myself. And then Aizawa jokes him, Corporal punishment, call the PTA, call the PTA. And of course we have Kaminari and it looks like Rikido chanting in the background. No one ever had such high expectations of you. Everyone here has gone through hellish training, day in and day out, to become a hero who can save people. It would take a genius of All Might's caliber to suddenly ascend to that level. For the sake of others, if you prioritize those feelings and nothing else, you won't be able to save anyone. It's kind of like the lesson that Bakugo had to learn of you need both, it was more Izuku learning that you need both to want to save people and to want to win in order to be able to do this. If you don't have the power to do things on your own, you have no hope of protecting others. And this is an odd flashback. From that perspective, that's a very odd flashback. I wonder what that means for the future. From that perspective, your actions were more than good enough to pass this exam. Shinso, at the end, you were trying to lure me to the skirmish to give yourself an advantage, right? You were super fast at dropping those pipes, to slow me down too, and when you were moving around with the binding cloth, you really reminded me of Mr. Aizawa. In the first set, I thought your team's abilities really helped you shine, but believe me, it wasn't just that. Your decision-making skills and physical abilities were amazing. They weren't inferior to the hero class at all. You had me breaking out into a cold sweat. If you're talking about using your strength for others, then I'm the one who really needs work. My thoughts exactly, says Aizawa. Alright, before we get back to the review, I can say that probably, no almost certainly, that starting next year, Shinso will transfer to the hero course, so don't start competing with him just yet. Well, which class, A or B? That'll be decided at a later date. Now, let's get back to the teacher's critiques. First things first, Mr. Aizawa, Madeda's a disgusting freak, and he should be convicted for his crimes. Yeah, probably. Huh, have you forgotten how I put my life on the line and made a sport of Shota and his team? Hehe. Class B did produce failing marks this time around. That much is true. However, leaving results aside, we haven't lost in any way, shape, or form. If I'd only known Midoriya's... Yeah, same old, same old. If we were here, yeah. Not happening. Class is over for today. Come to think of it, the fact that Shota's quirk was activated means I was touched at some point. At the time, I was panicking out of fear that Monoma's limbs would explode, but... what does he mean by dud? Oh, that's right, sorry to interrupt, but Monoma, come visit Eri with me tomorrow. Monoma and Eri, what's his aim? That's interesting. Wait. I was gonna say he's not gonna see if he can copy Eddie's quirk. That'd be a horrible idea, wouldn't it? Or maybe it wouldn't be that horrible an idea. Maybe they could use that to test things for Eddie's quirk. Either way, that seems really dangerous. So yeah, this arc ended. Okay. That is the end. That is the last page. Oof. The last 2 rounds of this arc were bad. Like, it pains me to say anything bad about something I'm reading, and I know a bunch of people are just going to dislike the video because I say it was bad, but round 4 really did nothing positive and did a lot of things narratively negative. It really hurt a lot of characters, wasn't fun to read, it was just overall really bad. And then round 5 came, and there were a lot of chapters where what happened was Horikoshi would just throw us something as a cliffhanger that was not good. Just throw us something like, I think the first one was maybe like, or rather, we didn't know if it was going to go to something bad or not. We start off with like Black Shinsu erupting out of Izuku in the last page. Then the next last page, we get thrown one of his past holders talking to him. Then the next one at the very end, we have, I don't remember each one exactly. Oh yeah, we have Izuku managing to somehow control the abilities out of nowhere. Seemingly. And then the next one we have seemingly they're about to just win, like up, easy peasy for no reason at all, and they actually did win easy peasy for no reason at all. It was basically like Class B outmaneuvered and outthought of them, and then it feels really, really weird writing-wise, because it's like, Monoma was going to create that opening, and it's like, okay, so what's Izuku gonna think to do to go around that? Or Class B planned around the other members of Class A really well. What are they gonna do to counteract that? And all they did to counteract it was nothing. They just punched them and won anyway. It's like Izuku got hit, but the opening didn't mean anything anyway. It didn't even create an opening. Izuku just kind of ignored it and still won. And that's what happened in all the other cases as well. So I just like, it's very, very weird, and it hurts Class B a lot. It makes Class B look terrible. And it also makes Class A look, I don't know, it's hard to root for the hero when it feels like the hero didn't do anything to deserve winning, and it doesn't feel like Izuku did anything to deserve winning, nor any of his teammates. Uraraka, I don't know, that might be kind of questionable on her part. Uraraka was pretty useful, but at the same time, I don't know, it's hard to root for the main character, and that's another reason why I was saying it made Bakugo seem like just this Mary Sue nonsense character, because we build up a character as a really strong, capable member of Class B, and then instead of having a tough fight where he ends up doing something to prove himself more capable or stronger or smarter, he just one-shots her and it's over. And that doesn't really help his character. It doesn't make him feel like he deserves to win at all. And it also makes her character seem completely useless, and as well as the other members of her team in Class B. So this arc, coming out of it, I feel like it has hurt a lot of characters really, really badly. And in addition to this arc hurting a lot of characters, and what's bad is the first half of this arc totally didn't do that. The first half of this arc made me care about our Class A characters even more, and it made me care about the Class B characters that we hadn't really met. It made me start caring about them. But then just rounds 4 and 5, it feels like Horikoshi completely changed things, and for the 4th round he was like, we just need to get through this, let's just end it. And for the 5th one it was like, we need to hit the story beat that we've been going for all along, with the importance of the entire arc being wrapped up in what's going to happen with the vestiges and Izuku and getting the ability to learn these new quirks, and what he's going to have go on with Shinso. All of that was kind of the main theme, so they're like, let's hit this one story beat. What about developing the characters and having it be an entertaining fight? Forget that. And I feel like that's something that it's bad that was lost too, is that we hit the narrative structure we needed to hit to move on to the next thing, but they didn't bother to make it an interesting arc, which happens in some shonen sometimes, where the mangaka is like, okay, I need to hit this point, hit this point, hit this point, but they don't bother to actually flesh anything around the points they're heading out to make it an interesting story or an interesting arc, and that definitely happened here. So yeah, this arc is kind of a total mess. It's the first time I would ever call Boku no Hero Academia not good. For the 4th round, I'd totally call it bad even. I'm totally willing to call it bad. The 5th round, it had its ups. It had good points. Like I said, Uraraka being useful in a way that totally makes sense for her character, that's good. Izuku and the stuff with the quirks, I know a lot of people hate the idea of him having multiple quirks, but I think it makes sense in the context of the story, and I'm totally cool with that. But the actual fight itself, and especially the outcome to it, were probably the worst possible outcome they could have. They win not because they feel like they deserve it, but they win because haha, Class A wins, and Class B doesn't come out seeming like they've really progressed any, because we still have the same old Monoma joke at the end, which just drove Class B's nail further into their coffin. So yeah, this arc was a mess, and that's like all I can say to try to defend it, is that the first half was really good. There were some story beats that were important for the future in the 5th round, but I can't really defend the actual content of the 4th and 5th round very much. So yeah, that's it, I guess. Like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts on it and all that. Subscribe for more Boku no Hero Academia, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff with the channel, or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us about Boku no Hero Academia or anything else, then just ask and I can give you a link. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.